You're gonna fight at different speeds, different intervals. She should be doing that kind of training, and right now she's not. Go ahead, caller.
All right.
How you doing?
All right, now this might be unpopular opinion. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you called in before defending Claressa Shields. I recognize your voice. But yeah, it ain't no unpopular opinion. You said.
I never called. I called in, but you didn't pick up. But I've never actually spoken.
Okay, there was someone else got that same sweet voice like you who was defending Claressa Shields and kind of started off the same way. And I'm like, yo, y'all can say whatever you want. Nobody judge you over here. We want to hear everybody's opinion.
I'm definitely about to defend her. Now, first, what I want to say is that I lost a lot of respect for Claressa Shields with that trolling of Layla.
Okay.
So I'm not a fan.
What about the being with a married man? Does that bother you too, like a lot of the women?
And I wanted to speak about that.
Okay.
First of all, a lot of people are acting like Remy is sitting at home alone. Remy Ma has a boyfriend. His name is Easy. She's been with him for 2 years. People are dragging Claressa like she's married to Remy. She don't have any moral, legal obligations for Remy. Papoose is the one. If anybody wants to dog somebody,
come here.
Papoose is the married man. Dog Papoose. I think Claressa is just an easy target. She's not a likable person. I can agree with that. Okay? But I don't know if you know the streamer Kai Cenat. Have you heard of him?
Yeah. I know who he is. Oh. Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay. This is what he said. He said, we live in a world where they tell us to be ourselves, then they tell us how we should be. And I feel like that's what people are doing. Claressa is being herself, and people are trying to tell her how she should be. Let her be herself. Now, as far as those children and those toys, I would have given the kids the toys. But at the same time, watch your mouth. Stop feeling like you can say whatever you want to say to people and everything will be okay. Especially if you can't fight. I don't know if you heard about the story. I believe his name was Eugene Kang, K-A-N-G, 2024. He flew to, I believe, Florida, broke into this man's house and beat him with a hammer. All because of something he said during an online gaming session. Not saying that that's right. It's wrong.
No, I remember that. It's crazy. I heard about that.
Yeah. But stop. People need to stop just feeling like they can just say whatever to people and people just have to take it. We don't have to take it. Now, what's the next? Because I wrote this down. Where the lady said Claressa was smelling her coochie. Look at the video. That was just crazy to me. I watched that 2 times. Okay? She didn't even start her workout. She was stretching. She even said she was tight. She was rubbing her thigh. I even did the little, the lunge. And I feel the stretching right there. She touched the top of her nose. I'm a woman. All women done did the sniff test before. You don't sniff it on the top of your nose. She grabbed the top of her nose. I think it's a lot of older women that's just messy. They want to call in and they want to talk about Claressa when either they're not in a happily married, marriage. They don't have no man. They're miserable. Leave her alone. This is becoming like a Claressa Shields dog fest, where they just want to dog her out. And if they say she's slow, if they say she's mentally ill, why would y'all drive her even more crazy? Why would you all do that? Why isn't she getting some type of pass? not to say what she say is right. It's not. But y'all dragging her. It's like every day they dragging her. And I was okay that first week of drag. But then it's like now I'm starting to feel bad for her. Her upbringing, it wasn't a good upbringing. Anybody with that upbringing, they will have some anger in their heart. They really would. And unless she see a problem, she's not going to get any counseling. We see it from the outside, but she has to see it from the inside. But dragging her every day, I mean, I don't even think that's necessary. And another thing, I think it's a double standard. Nobody's talking about, well, a select few people, not many people, are talking about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Cardi B is a married woman. She just had a baby. She just had a baby with Stephon Diggs. And guess what they saying? Oh, I know she's feeling lonely because he was, seeing the other children. It's like sympathy for Cardi. You give it, y'all make it easy for the person that's actually married, but you making it hard for Claressa Shields. And they ain't saying nothing about Stephon. Is it because he's a man? He actually, I believe it's he had three kids this year. I think Cardi Baby was the third one. It's not a drag fest for him. Why? Why are people just dragging her? What is the real reason?
Are you talking about during this live? Is that your question?
No, period.
In general.
Okay.
Nobody.
Well, speaking on the shade room everywhere. Everybody got something negative.
Well, for me, right? I think it starts with attitude, and she's always had a piss poor attitude. But people weren't really too concerned about that. What got me paying attention to her more was the Layla Ali stuff. I was like, damn, it's hard to respect her. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing about her and Papoose, I was defending. I was rooting for the guy, and people, the ladies were lighting me up. They're like, "Oh, Hood, you don't know everything." Then I found out that she was friends with Remy and stuff like that. Then somehow, all of a sudden, now she started messing with her man, and that's what has the women where they're like, "Nah." She tried to befriend her, was asking her for tips on dressing, etc., but at the same time getting at her man, and that is the point of contention with a lot of the ladies on the live. Now with Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like for us here, I talk about boxing. Claressa Shields a boxer, so we talk about it. But some women have touched up on that. Is just they know with me, I could care less about Cardi B and Stephon. If he was a boxer, we could talk about it. But I don't know nothing about Cardi. I don't know nothing about Offset. I don't know nothing about any of that. I just happen to know about Claressa because I follow her with boxing and done a lot of videos on her. So when all this stuff started happening with Layla Ali, I was like, damn, what's going on here with Claressa and Layla? And then that's why I started to go live because everybody had an opinion. That's why it's called Ladies Night. And the ladies, they support the channel, and any and everyone can call in like yourself and give your opinion. So I'm glad you call in and you have a different perspective on things. Because there are some majority, they're going to disagree with you, And so do you think Claressa Shields has created her own misery? You feel like her attitude and cussing and carrying on and going into people's DMs and wishing them a bad Merry Christmas and a bad New Year's, calling them P words and B words and WHORESs. You don't think when she's doing that to the whole world and breaking down her peers and being confrontational, using confrontational language, you don't think she's made herself a target?
Now, what I believe, so the answer to that is yes, but I believe if that interaction with Layla Ali didn't happen, this wouldn't be occurring, where they dragging her like that. I can almost guarantee that's the reason why.
Yeah, no, I'm listening to you.
I can almost guarantee. And also, with the Cardi B, I understand this is a boxing channel, but I'm saying, period. Your channel is not the only channel that's dragging her. They drag Claressa Shields. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know. There's people who they've created YouTube channels just to talk about Claressa Shields, and that's crazy.
Right. They dragging her all over. And when I brought up Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, they not dragging them all over. And my thing is this: what is the difference? Cardi B have been in court so many times for violence. What really is the difference? And why are we blaming the people who are married? Why? And then we living in a world now where what they have, the polyamorous relationship, that's accepted everywhere.
Yeah, Neil getting busy.
Yeah, that's accepted everywhere. And I can remember it was one thing I wanted to touch on about, when they say Claressa Shields was trying to be friends with Remy or whatever. See, and I know you don't know the whole story. You going by what everybody is telling you because that ain't really your business. I'm not even the type of person that get into people's relationship business. Cause, I mean, I really don't care. Okay, I debated for 2 weeks straight to call in. Okay, I just said let me do it today. Okay, because I wanted to just mind my business, but I just kept hearing so much about this. But Remy allegedly, per Papoose, allegedly, I'm still gonna say allegedly, she was cheating with this man Easy. Papoose knocked him out. Papoose said in the interview he did not knock that man out because he was sleeping with his wife. He knocked that man out because he was sleeping with his wife and he shook his hand. So why y'all not dragging Remy? Why y'all not dragging Easy? I'm trying to figure that out. Remy started.
Well, you haven't been on all the lives, and I can tell you that a lot of the women in here and the few guys, they have tightened Remy up as well. You know, but of course, majority of the conversation is on Claressa because Claressa disrespected Muhammad Ali and Layla Ali. And like you said, you know that's where it started. Hey, when that first happened, I did a video. And I said, this right here, what Claressa did was probably the biggest mistake she could have ever made. And it's not going to resolve itself ever because there are people on all 7 continents that hold that Ali's name near and dear to their heart. You say something about Layla, you say something about Muhammad, and it's going to get ugly. And it got ugly fast, and it's getting worse day by day. And I ain't saying I got a crystal ball, but I was the first one to call it. And some people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, just watch and look at it now. Everybody's talking about it. She should have never. But, you know, it's kind of sad to watch her crumble in front of us because I am getting a little bit concerned because, like, damn, what's going to happen in 90 days, 6 months from now, if she's already had issues with trying to do certain things, you know?
There you go.
What's going to happen now? But she's still out here doing stuff like bragging about turning children away from a giveaway. Going online, calling people broke bums and you ain't got no money. And I'm seeing the text she's sending people going into their DMs. I've had like 20 people send me stuff and she said stuff to me. She hasn't been disrespectful, but she has come into the comments and directly addressed me. I've done a video about that, but I'm like, it's hard for someone to come to her defense because her quills stay out. They got fight or flight. She's stuck in fight mode. She doesn't know anything about being in flight. It's all fight mode. And
I agree.
And I hear what you're saying because I got a part of me that's like, man, people need to ease up on her. But then I see what she's doing. I'm like, damn, it's hard for me to jump in front of them bullets for, I can't take those blows for you because you keep, creating crap. You keep throwing stones at people. You in a big glass house. Every day her glass house gets shattered by her because she's throwing glass stones from within the glass house. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I am worried about her,
Yeah, me too.
I ain't gonna lie. The other day I was like, man, what's wrong with her and what's gonna happen if she loses a fight, if Papoose decides he doesn't want to be with her, and then the internet, she may think it's bad now. Oh my gosh.
It's really gonna drag.
Oh my God, it's gonna be awful.
I believe it.
And I'm like, man, that ain't gonna be good. And I'm like, people try to blame, it's because of you. Nah, if you loved her so much, y'all should be in her DMs every day, just contacting her until she responds, hey, we love you, get help. Claressa, we love you, get help. We know it ain't easy. We know you want to fight everybody who's disrespecting you. It's unfair. Get help. That's what I'd be doing. Until she blocked me, and then I'm like, hey, I tried to help her. She blocked me. But ain't nobody doing that. They sitting there telling her, yeah, you right. Yeah, stand on business. Talk your shit. Pop your shit. Those are the worst people to have around you. The worst. Mm-hmm. But I understand what you're saying, and I agree with some of the stuff you're saying.
And you get so many calls in and messages. I wrote, I don't know how long ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I don't remember. But I put on there, don't let something to the effect of don't let them get you caught up in no mess. And then to hear you, this is not the first time that you said that she done inbox you some mess or whatever, you know. But I said that because I already knew where it was gonna go. Because she's just one of those defensive type people. If you could have gotten Claressa on your channel, man, she ain't gonna want to come now. She ain't gonna want to come now because it's like a hate train, you know. But I was hoping that you'd be able to get her on, you know. But I told you, I said, don't let them drag something to the face. Don't let them drag you into no mess.
But this is the thing with me. I would never, if she were to come on, I would treat her with respect. But I'll be honest with you. These people had nothing to do with, I was doing videos about her when the Layla Ali stuff popped off. Most of these people didn't learn about me till they saw my videos. So with Claressa Shields, I don't have much respect for her, man. That stuff she said about Muhammad Ali, he would never, and her dad wouldn't have ducked no smoke. That is the one that got me. Her dad wouldn't have ducked no smoke. And I'm like, she talking about a deceased person, then it's Muhammad Ali. What animal would speak like that about somebody, especially Muhammad Ali, and to try to make his daughter upset to the point to where she'll give her a fight to where you can go now and make gazillions of dollars? That bothered me deeply. Now you got to understand, I got this boxing channel, but I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a retired cat. I had a full career, and I don't. They know I touch on it here and there, but I'm a guy when it comes to certain things. I'm a wired kind of way when it comes to respect and standards and accountability and integrity. So those things will hit me at my core values. But I don't talk about it on this channel because I'm just hood champion. But I am what I am. And those things, I've had a tough time shaking that shit loose. I just can't do it because she still comes out here mentioning Muhammad Ali's name and Layla Ali's name. She still does it. I don't know what's wrong with her. And that offends me deeply.
You guys keep forgetting her upbringing. She didn't have good role models. She didn't. And I had a soft spot for her. She was sexually molesting, all this and that. That would make a person crazy. She's angry. The movie was the fire inside. She got fire inside. And if we never experienced that, we can't really speak. And she ain't got no counseling. We know she ain't got no counseling. She done experienced all these different things. Come on now. She couldn't speak to what age. Her hair. She's already dark. I'm a brown girl, you know. But I didn't get the negative treatment supposedly because my hair was long and I wasn't, you know, I was one of the pretty dark-skinned girls with the long hair. That's what one of the classmates told me as I got older. But she wasn't the prettiest. She's dark, you know. Her hair is short. Can you imagine the things that people probably were saying to her? I know what I was hearing them saying to friends of mine in grammar school, roach, just some of any and everything nasty. That makes you angry inside. The only thing that I've actually experienced as I got older with it, where I would get a gas, not even just one, probably about 3-4 guys that told me something very similar. You choose to be so black, okay? So just imagine her being a young girl. She's dark skinned and they calling her ugly and black. She can't talk and she's doing all this and she didn't get no counseling. I can see why she's like she is. Now, I don't agree with nothing that she's doing. Okay, you gave out some turkeys, all right, good. The toy drive, you good. I don't like that with the kids, you know. So I am not on her side, but I have a soft spot for her because the things that she went through. You saw the picture of her mom and her daddy. You know her mom and her daddy. They didn't do right by that girl. Come on now. We all know that.
So let me ask you a question. I'm 50, the big 5-0, the big whoop whoop, the big get rich or die trying, right? So you think Claressa at 30, although you feel like she's been through trauma, so we should excuse her. We should alibi for her. So when she turned 40, you're going to be saying the same thing?
Not excuse her. Some things you can overlook. It's the dragon. Okay, yeah, you say this, you say that, but it's like the world is just dragging her. Can you imagine that? The world just dragging you.
It's a conversation,
and the
you know.
Is, she's very conversational. So it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you something just a little personal about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't treated well in the home growing up, okay? Very disrespected. Mom beat on me. Brother beat on me. My son's father beat on me. I was a teenage mom. And what I said as a teenager, when I grow up, I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me. That's exactly what I said. And I still have that in my mind, you know, but at 25, I'm like, let me reevaluate myself, because they were saying, oh, you have a bad attitude. You have a bad attitude. You know, oh, she's mean. You know, that's just it. I mean, when I'm the sweetest person. Now, I'm not going to play with you. You're not going to be disrespectful. But I had to, it was called what I call my reevaluation period. But I had to want to change. I had to see, like, okay, a lot of people are saying, you know, oh, I have a bad attitude. I've chilled out a lot. That's because I noticed it. Like, you know what? I don't have to check everybody. I still check you now, you know. But I don't have to check everybody on everything just because of my upbringing. And I already had set in my head, when I grow up, ain't nobody going to disrespect me. We don't know what she said to herself. And that's another reason why I have a soft spot for her. But I'm 42, okay? I realized that at 25. I had a kid and everything. Let me. It took a while. Every day it's still, I'm not healed. It's a healing journey. But at 20 to 25, I was like a 30%. Now at 42, I'm like a 85, 90. So it's a process, but she has to realize that it's something wrong. Because nobody thinks nothing wrong with her. Nothing. And I'm sure she don't feel like anything's wrong with her. I just happen to get lucky and realize, hey, you know what? Everybody ain't lying on me.
What was that moment or that thing that occurred that helped you change and evolve and say, you know what? I'm no longer going to be a victim. What happened to make you say, I need to grow, I need to understand my choices, my consequences, and I don't want to be a victim no more? How'd you evolve?
Well, first, because I had my son. That was number one. And I wanted him to be happy. The same way that I'm with him, loving, hugging, kissing him, not angry with him. I don't want that just to be with him. I want it to be me, period. It's like peace that's over me. Like, I feel like a breath of fresh air now, where you just don't let everything bother you. You don't just respond to anything. But it mainly was my son. Because of his dad, that's a firecracker right there. I didn't want him to be nothing like his dad. So I had to move different. I didn't want him to have that anger inside, that fire inside, like Claressa Shields. So it mainly was him. He's 25 now, you know. Cool, calm, and collected. Smooth. Everybody loves him. Yep. And that was the goal. He's not, I grew up very shy because of what was going on in the home. My son, nothing like that. I said I didn't want him to be like me or his dad because I grew up shy. And I wasn't real nice per the people around me. You know, I had an attitude. I didn't want him to be anything like that. So I had to change. I was being the example how I wanted him to be. Yes.
So you see yourself in Claressa Shields?
No, hell no. No, absolutely not. Now, the way she is, I can understand her. That's what I'm saying. See, she's 30. I was 20 to 25. So really it was 25. I'm like, you know, revaluation. But at 20 or 25, you're hearing all this negative stuff about you, you know what I'm saying? You are whatever, they hate, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what she's thinking. They hate me, whatever, you know, they don't know me, I'm this, I'm that, you know what I'm saying? You just, like the parents say, oh, smelling myself, you know? So it was like, whatever, you know, but no, I'm not like, I'm 42 years old. I'm nothing like her.
Have you ever reached out to Claressa Shields to offer support? And where are you from? Are you from Flint?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not from, and no, I wouldn't reach out to her for what? She don't seem like the type of person that's willing to listen. She has to realize that it's a problem. She doesn't see a problem. And everybody's telling her, that's just like, let's say an ex-girlfriend of yours, okay? Or let's say when you met your wife. If everybody's telling you around, you need to leave your wife, well, she was your girlfriend at the time. You wouldn't have left her.
But hold on now, you just told me I would. Now, it depends now. If I'm with somebody, hold on. Because Hood Champion was always 31 days in a month. I got to have 31 different women. And that's just a fact. But if I was with a woman, it depends on what people were telling me, who was telling me, and what they were telling me. I'd have to stop and understand what's going on. No, I'm not going to just sit there because somebody telling me something and just block it out. I always listen. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It depends on what it is. I may have to follow up on it, you know. But it depends. So let's elaborate on that. If somebody was to tell me something like what?
She's no good for you.
Okay.
And let's say your situation right now. They say she's no good for you. She's gonna go back to her ex-boyfriend and or however, you know. And let's say you did listen. That would have been the biggest mistake of your life, right? How long y'all been together?
Well, I hold on now. So
you see?
No, I ain't see nothing. You gonna let me answer? I mean, goddamn, don't turn it to the goat on me now.
Nah, I don't think you're gonna tell me the truth, but go ahead.
They'll tell you the truth. Why wouldn't I, man? Don't turn it to the goat on me now. You said if someone told me something about my wife, like don't be with her.
When she was your girlfriend at the time.
Oh, she was my girlfriend. If someone would have told me, don't be with her, let me tell you, I've been with.
The world is telling Claressa.
I would have to stop and be like, what is it that's going on? What the hell? I put it to you this way. I would listen to see what it is they're telling me. And then I would make an assessment and I would talk to her. How about this? I had a friend. He was messing with this girl. I know several of guys who ran through it, and she was coming my way. I almost went out there and took a piece of the forbidden fruit. She went to the bathroom, and I saw her take something out her drawer. It was pills, and she put it back in, and she went in the bathroom. And for some reason, I was like, what was that? So when she went in the bathroom, I'm laying in the bed, chilling. We about to romance the stone and rubber duck. I snuck over there to see what it was. You know what was in that bottle of pills? Was for that herpes medication. I said, oh hell no. I jumped up. I hauled ass up out of there, man. Gold chain, ankle socks, white beater, no drawers on. I got the hell up out of there. And then about 3 months later, I saw my boy S. We all used to box together, and I heard he was with her, and I pulled him aside at a party. We were at a house party. I said, hey, get away from that girl. He was like, why? I said, man, I'm just gonna tell you, normally I wouldn't do this. That girl, I was about to crack her off, and she had them herpes medication in her drawer. I said, if you at her house, because I know you're already messing with her, go in the top drawer. And he was sitting there like, thought I was lying. I was like, no, go in the top drawer and look at them pills. And about a week later, he came back. He said, you saved my life. I was like, I don't know about that, but she sure as hell had them pills. So me and my crew, we listen. But if just some numbskull bring me something, I'm going to hear you, but I'm probably going to be like, yo, mind your business. But I will hear you.
How do you think Claressa look at everybody else?
I don't know. She seemed to have an issue with everybody.
You don't know us. So you're proving my point right there. What you call your outsiders, not your friends? Whatever the outsiders was, I forgot the name that you just used. That's what we are to Claressa. So she ain't gonna listen to us. Why would she? We are nobodies to her.
How come you haven't reached out to her?
No, that lady, no. What I tell you, okay, I have a sense of like peace, fresh air, you know, every day. I'm not angry when I wake up or when I go to sleep, okay? No, that's like something's wrong with her. I'm not saying that she's a great person. She's not. She's not. It's the dragon that has now made me feel bad for her.
You don't think that people have dragged her to a point and tried to prop her back up, dust her off, like, okay, we roughed you up, let's see if you can stand on your own. You don't think she's chosen to dive back on the floor and get filthy again, so they just drag her ass a little bit more, prop her back up? She likes to be in chaos. That is where she's comfortable. She don't want peace. She wants chaos. That's to seem to be where she's comfortable.
She doesn't see a problem. She doesn't see a problem. She has to see a problem in order to want to fix it. She's a bully, and the world has now turned to bullies.
People
bullying Layla, and then now the world is bullying her.
But when the bully
why is anybody better than her?
But this is the thing. When the bully gets bullied, the people cheer. And right now, people are out here, you know, electric sliding, Cupid shuffling, heel toeing, and they celebrating the fact that Claressa, who's bullied people, bullied her peers, disrespected the whole system, they're glad to see her getting it in her butt right now. And that's the truth. I'm not saying it's right. But, you know, she's created her own misery, and she's the one to resolve it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I agree with all of that. It's a lot. It is. And it's not just from this channel. Like I said, it's everywhere. Like, even with the going to spend the $30K in the Louis Vuitton store. Was that Louis Vuitton? I don't know.
Yeah, Louis may have been Burlington Coat Factory or something. I don't know.
What I think is she went there showing her purchase, receipts and everything, because she grew up not having anything. People who didn't grow up with nothing, unfortunately, that's what they did, okay? Mm-hmm. But I believe also because she was alone for Christmas, that it's like showing to the world, like, I'm okay, I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying, I'm big money or whatever, when she really is kind of lonely inside because, you know, Pap wasn't there. But I don't feel like Pap should have been there. He has children that he needs to see, okay? So I don't think she should have felt bad about that. I know people was dragging her about Pap not being there for Christmas. Pap should not have been there for Christmas. Even if he was married to Claressa, and he had children, no children with her, and children with another woman, he still should have went. Those children come first. Go see his babies. I don't see a problem with that. But they dragging her for that. Like, he should have been at home with her. Why? Everything she do is just a problem.
Yeah. Well, I hear you, man. There's some other people want to call in. They want to comment on what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you in the chat?
Go ahead, let him.
Okay.
Let him, and I'm coming back through like the globe.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right, do it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Call from.
Go ahead. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.